Alright, so in this video, I want to talk about basically not dimming your light or bringing yourself down to other people's level because just not doing that. Because I done found myself doing that in my life, and I feel like that don't get you somewhere you want to actually be. You know what I mean? But dimming your light, as in like, say, because I done found myself doing this. Like, you might have, and I think it's probably because I'm like an empath or whatever. But you will find somebody not knowing as much on the subject or you or topic as you, so you like kind of or just them not having the same common sense as you on the topic, and that's fine. Like, everybody got their different knowledge on different things, but you might hold yourself down, or somebody might tell you something and you will act like you never knew it, just to give them a little boost, or give them like a okay, like, you know what I mean. If you know, you know. But yeah, I found myself doing that. And just when you know something about something but you don't share it because you don't want to seem like a know-it-all or nothing like that, you know what I mean. But just not dimming your light. Most of the time when your light is dim, you're dimming it yourself. Yeah, it is. It's not nobody's fault that you dimming your light. It's your fault. Because even if somebody do feel less just because you know something on the topic, or you feel more about yourself, then that don't mean you should dim your light or be basically make it seem like you not shit or you don't know something about something. And I feel like going into that, dimming your light, that's basically giving your power away. And I've noticed that it's best to just keep some things to yourself. Even with that, like how I said, when you act like you don't know stuff on the topic, just because you keeping your mouth closed, that don't mean you giving your power away in a way. I feel like it's just if you act like you didn't know, even though that's kind of acting like you don't know on the topic, but it's not just because you're not saying nothing. But yeah. But most of the time, I feel like when somebody is looking at you sideways or something like that because you do know something about something, or you act a certain type of way and you just genuinely being yourself, you might actually come off a certain way to them, but you just actually being yourself. So I feel like you really just being misunderstood in a way, and still you shouldn't act a different way just because somebody is just because somebody else basically acting just because somebody else is acting however they acting, no matter if they meaning it or not meaning it, or if they, you know what I mean. Let me see, what else did I write? I am proud you can let someone talk to you straight up. Yeah, basically that's you giving away your power. And yeah, I don't feel like nobody has your power. You got power in your own reality, so anything that you do that's giving your power to somebody is your fault. So it's not really, you know what I mean. But I feel like for the solution for this, on not dimming your light, and just, I feel like it's really just knowing yourself, really. And I feel like the best way to know yourself is solitude, staying alone. And not saying like you gotta stay alone your whole life or nothing like that, but I'm saying staying in solitude basically to just tune in with your own energy. Yeah, tune in with your own energy, because at the end of the day, yeah, you should just tune in with yourself. And even with that, I feel like the person who you might be dimming your light for, or yeah, the person you might be dimming your light for or whatever, it'll help them know their self better, if you get what I'm saying, versus, you know what I mean. I feel like solitude is needed for everybody in a way. Let me see, what else did I write? I know. Yeah, I know people being their most authentic self, no matter who it is, whether somebody would consider it good or bad in their world. I know people being their most authentic self will only make me better, even if at first it might seem uncomfortable. Somebody, even if that means you got to get away from that person, them being their most authentic self, you can only be grateful for that and show gratitude for that, because versus somebody putting on a facade and trying to lure you in a way where you can't, like, don't get me wrong, you can read energy and stuff like that, but people not always that aware energies, and people make it seem good. People make it seem better than it is, if you know what I mean. Some people will basically just try to lure you in because they know you might have something that they want or something like that. Let me see. And And yeah, most of this stuff I'm saying, that's what I said, is not out of the book. This is really like firsthand experience and just me going through and trying to take my own power. Well, not trying, and I still am taking my own power back. And that just goes with learning yourself and not putting yourself in areas that's not meant for you. I be hearing people say this all the time, but it's so true. Basically, don't go where you're tolerated, go where you're celebrated at. And I feel like that's just gonna make your experience 10 times better. For real, for real. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's all I really got for this one. Hold on, I probably got some more. No, I think that's all I got. But yeah, basically just don't dim your light. Basically, that's all I'm saying. And I know everybody be saying like darkness and shit like that. The dark side, it is the real, I guess it is the only real thing. I don't even really look at it like, I just look at it as I'm gonna be me. Like, you know what I mean? But basically just don't let nobody make you not be who you are. Because you are who you are, if you get what I'm saying. Like, don't do nothing, because everybody's different. So don't put yourself somewhere that you're not. And I know sometimes we confused and stuff like that on who we are. So sometimes you might be somewhere that you're not supposed to be. But once you figure it out, take yourself out of that equation, because it's not meant for you. And I feel like today, actually, that's crazy. What's today? I think it's the 5th. I felt I've been staying away from a habit that I constantly did type shit. And it's crazy because it's not nothing that's it's not nothing that's with just immediately affect the physical body. But in my case, it is it's this activity that I do. It's not nothing like masturbation or nothing like that. It's just like it's a legal activity, so I don't really want to say it over here. But it's just the habit that I did. That when I did it, and somebody could say it's just you being paranoid or something like that, but I do feel like I'm like connected in a way. So as soon as I did it, I got like a feeling in my body like that I wasn't supposed to do it, and just all the right symbols came to me, and it's so crazy. I'm gonna just go all the way into it. So I know y'all probably know who Red Pill is or something like that, and it's not about him being Red Pill or nothing like that. It's just me following the signs and synchronicities. So I was looking on my phone, and gematria, I don't know if y'all believe in that, but basically the time was just in my face, and it's a number that I kept seeing, and it was just like, it kind of guided me in a way. So I looked it up on gematria, and I scrolled down, and then it's this guy who showed me how to kind of look at gematria, but I was just matching up the synchronicities with other synchronicities that I seen in a way, or another number that I see all the time, and then I just clicked on it, and it was crazy because it was Superfly. So I was like, okay, we'll do it. So I know I seen Superfly. My cousin used to watch him. He kind of put me on it, so I was kind of familiar with it already. If you're not, and it's like a black dude who basically like be in the streets fighting and stuff like that, martial arts and stuff like that. But I went to this video with Red Pill, and it was basically he was talking about basically how first Superfly had an afro, and then he eventually had a perm, and he was just saying the spiritual meaning behind that, and how basically the perm came from the white people. You know how white people hair slick down, and of course I'm not saying all white people are bad or good or nothing like that. I just feel like they are what they are, but I do feel some white people don't have a soul, and I feel like some do. But yeah, with that, he was saying basically like the perm is like it came from the white people and stuff like that. And just going into it deep, I might put a clip of it in here because it did kind of get deep. And he was just saying like how, and don't get me wrong, everybody got their place in the universe and on the earth, or however you want to put it. But he was saying like, because I know this is not what I'm meant to do, because I done felt it so many times that I'm not supposed to be doing it, because I done tried these activities and I know I'm not supposed to. I used to sell drugs and things like that. And I don't know, I even end up telling people like I ain't supposed to be selling this. Like, I don't know, I just could feel it. And then it'd just be a string of activities that didn't, like one of my brother aunties died from she died from fake pills. So, and somebody had gave me, I know I'm kind of going off topic, but it tie in, just listen to me. one time this man, so I used to sell weed and stuff like that. I sold Katie, I sold different drugs and stuff like that. But one time this man next door, he offered me to he gave me some pills to start selling, and they was called ecstasy pills or whatever. And I ain't never fuck with him or nothing like that. But so I was gonna start selling them. I just had them put up until one of my people was like they needed some. But then my brother told me and the pills did look kind of chalky, but that don't even matter if they was fake or not. I was just saying the whole point behind it. But my brother, auntie had got some fake pills and she had died from them basically. And immediately it was just something in my soul was flush them pills. I know another nigga would have been like, nigga, that's money, you know what I mean? But I feel that, but it's just something deeper behind it. But back to the Superfly shit. With Superfly, he was basically they trying to, and I get it. If he had an afro at first, because Black Power, the afro and shit like that, versus a perm, which is a white person shit, they basically trying to change us into them, if you get what I'm saying, doing all these unrighteous activities and shit like that. And even with the shit I did, it was man-made, or it was made by the white man, however you want to put it, the shit that I used to indulge in. And I wasn't even talking about the drug selling, I was talking about some different shit, but, I don't know. I wasn't trying to rant or nothing, but that's just how I looked at it, you know what I mean? And it was deep, because it was it was talking straight to my soul, so it was it was hard for me to deny it type shit. And then, yeah, the signs and synchronicities, they did line up and shit. However somebody want to put it, that shit fake or whatever, I don't give a fuck what they talking about. I know what I felt, and I know what I seen and shit like that. And it just makes sense. And even when he was saying, they pushing drugs and shit, and they pushing, just pushing drugs and just materialistic shit heavy. And don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with that, but that shit just not for everybody. It's certain people who was put in this world to push that shit. That's exactly what he said, and I believe that, but that's not my agenda. My agenda different type shit. And yeah, that's all I want to say down there. But love, Universal Dev 3. I'm gonna probably put that video in here so y'all can get more what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna put the signs and synchronicities in here so y'all can see what I was saying. Because I believe it was 128. And then there was another number that I was seeing that was just in one of the columns that added up to it and shit like that. So yeah. But yeah, I fuck with y'all. Love. Universal Dev 3. You feel me?
The blaxploitation era. Yeah. We talked about what the hell happened, how we go from afros to perms to one to be on the corporate office, and be just one to integrate till we lose. You can integrate, but how we lose our own identity through integration. We can all come together. I see the Africans come to America, they still African.
Yeah.
I see the Indians come to America, they still Indian.
Fact.
I see a lot of people come here and they still who they are. For some reason, when we went to integration route, we lost who we were. So I'm looking at the Superfly movie and I'm analyzing what people are saying about that's the beginning of when we lost our identity. I'm like, through pimping? Talk to me about the Superfly movie, the whole pimping thing, the comb, my man Malcolm X, Detroit Red. Talk to the family, Red. What can we expect with this Superfly genre?
Well, if it's what we got with the first Superfly, right? If the results are anything like what we got when they introduced us to the first Superfly, then our people are definitely in for more problems. Because as a race and as a people, you know what I mean, who are subjected to some of the most, heinous and some of the most unjust laws on the land, you know what I mean, some of the things that prison reform and all of this other quote-unquote justice crusades are behind, well, it's only gonna increase if the movie Superfly does what the original did. Now, for people who are not familiar of the impact of the original Superfly movie, I'm gonna break it down real quick for you like this, okay? Prior to the Superfly movie, one of the main drugs that were on the street were heroin, all right? Heroin ravaged what is known as Black Harlem. Black Harlem was so pristine and so clean